India versus Australia, and every time these two countries take on each other, there's someone who steps up and loves playing against Australia, and that's Virat Kohli. We all know about his numbers and stats, but when you add context to these numbers, we really understand how truly great he is. So this World Cup, our friends at Naukri.com, India's #1 job portal, have worked with us on something very interesting called the Naukri Career Score, in which Naukri uses his expertise in growing careers and applies this to cricket stats. And what we get is something which is very unique and something which is a whole new way of looking at cricket careers. So we'll have a look at this Naukri Career Score. And leading up to the World Cup, no surprise there, Parthiv, that Virat tops this chart. What do you think of the Naukri Career Score?
Absolutely. I think just look at the list here. It's a very illustrious list. Look at the names over there. I mean, the common thread between each of them is, they all have been match winners. And every time they've stepped into and they've scored runs, they've won the game for their team. And there's names like MS Dhoni, there's AB de Villiers, there's Virat Kohli, of course, at the top, and there's Babar Azam as well in that list.
No, absolutely. It's not just the runs and the average like we can see, but why does Virat rank top on this Naukri Career Score? We can see there are 4 finer points here. There is his longevity, his situational performance, win contribution and consistency. And part of his situational performance, he ranks #1 there, we can see. It's about playing against a stronger opposition where he's under pressure. And he loves chasing. We all know that, and he's going to be doing that today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, Virat Kohli is ranked #1 in this, and there is a reason behind it. He's the ultimate chase master, as we all know it. And it's good that that has been taken into account. And for India to do well, Virat Kohli has to do well. I think he's someone who always gets runs when India's batting second, and that is the reason why we can see that his contribution in victories which India had in past. And we need someone who can absorb pressure. We need someone who can close the game down, and that's Virat Kohli has done it over the years. So that is the reason why it's great to see that that kind of the consistency which we've been talking about. So that is the reason why Virat Kohli is right up there.
Zach, talking about his consistency, it shows that he's ranked 3 there. But his consistency, not only to do it in one big tournament, but to do it season after season, year after year, is just incredible.
And that's the biggest challenge, isn't it? Like when you have such a long career, and that sample size was also quite huge. Just about 20 years is not a small time frame. But for any cricketer to keep it at that level, just keep turning up is something which is the toughest thing to do. And I'm saying that because you are going to have ups and downs. You're not going to have like a linear graph where things are just rosy and going upwards and upwards. There are going to be dips, but how you tackle that, and I think Virat's career also has shown that. That there were a few seasons where he was looking at bowlers which were troubling him. Maybe Anderson was one bowler who had that one England series where he used the conditions very well and created all sorts of doubts. But then it's about coming back. So when you're talking about a long time, and then you're talking about the challenges and how you overcome those challenges, and how you are constantly proving yourself. That's what a cricketer's life is all about. So yeah, for anyone to stay on top of the game, having these kind of numbers is always very special, very satisfying as well as a player, and that's why he's right up there, and he takes a lot of pride in that, and he's a very driven guy.
No, completely agree, because you're talking about doing this consistently, which is why he also is up there in the longevity factor there. We can see he's ranked 3. But Parthiv, just a little bit on like Zach was talking about, we've seen how important fitness is to Virat, and he's spoken about this time and over again, which is why his consistency and longevity has gone on for so long, because he's just given fitness so much of importance.
Yeah, he has, and see, every batter has their template of playing, how to score runs. And for Virat Kohli to be fit is very important, because the way he bats in the middle overs, he rotates his strike. He doesn't take that much of risk. Without taking risk, he scores runs. Running between the wicket is very, very very important part of Virat Kohli's batting approach. So I think that's where fitness is very important. And one word which Zach used in his explanation was driven. You need to have that kind of hunger to do well always. And we've seen that from Virat Kohli's interview. We've heard so many times that he wants to stay not out and he wants to win games. So as a batter, if you come back not out and you won the game for yourself, there isn't a bigger satisfaction than that. And Virat Kohli takes a lot of pride in that, and we've seen that in his numbers also. There is no one near him, as far as chasing is concerned. And fitness is something which is the most important part, and he has inspired everyone, not just cricket fraternity but across sports in India, that how important fitness is. And everyone's inspired, and we can see that in Asian Games as well. First time India has crossed that 100 medal mark. So I think Virat Kohli we should give him a lot of credit in terms of inspiring athlete all across the country.
Well, we'll be, thanks to our friends at Naukri.com, we'll be constantly giving you this Naukri Career Score with very interesting stats through the World Cup.